Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to a premium medium replay. This is the Chernukai. This is actually an 810 replay. This was a tank that was gifted to me by Radix, and thanks again for doing that, Radix. It's not a tank I play very often. It's okay, it's not great, it's not terrible. It isn't really that different from an Elite Chernu, I have to say. There's a couple of small differences. The turret armour is a little bit better. The front of the turret's 75mm versus 50. This thing is actually more sluggish. It's got worse horsepower per ton, and it's got a slightly weaker engine. The gun elevation is better, but the gun depression is worse, and it's the same top gun as the Chernu, so and the one other thing is it has a worse radio range, so it's not quite as good as an Elite Chernu, but it's got better turret armour. That's about the only distinguishing feature, to be honest. So it's not really a very exciting premium as premiums go, and it's certainly not the best tier 5 premium by a long shot. It's okay if you absolutely want to train up your medium crews for the Japanese tanks, then by all means, you know, it's not terrible, but it's not going to get anyone excited. So this is my ace tanker match in this thing, which is why I'm showing it to you guys and gals. This is actually not particularly good matchmaking for me. I'm bottom tier, and like I said, this is actually a really fragile tank. It's not an especially fast tank. It's basically got heavy tank speeds with almost light tank armor, you might say. It's not terribly good. There are far more mobile mediums out there, and the gun and the lack of mobility and the armor basically dictate how you play this thing. It's got to be a second or even third line sniper. You just have to sit at the back and hope the rest of your team are not going to die, and that you have some opportunity to put some fire in. But this is not ideal. There's tier 7s. Admittedly, there's only a few tier 7s on each side, but that still means there's about half of each team is still tier 6s, and that's fairly nasty. Now the gun on this is okay. It's, I think, 120 something. We'll just check actually. I can just go control and check. 125 damage, 124 pen. So they're almost identical values, and that is enough for sitting back and sniping. But if you're seeing, you know, a lot of tier 7s, that 125 pen is, or is it 124 pen? See, that's just going to be confusing. It's not going to be really enough. Now that went through the front of the turret, so that extra 25mm of turret armor doesn't really count for very much. I've had a couple of bounces with it, and you'll see in this battle I get a couple of bounces as well, but it's not particularly great. Bear in mind also, this crew was not 100% crew, so this isn't the full rate of fire. The accuracy, the gunner, you know, sometimes is a bit, I don't know, he's been at the sake again, I think, but I still managed an ace tanker somehow. It was not particularly a favourable match, this. One of those matches where you're just kind of desperately hanging on until... see, Gunner! Gunner! You're so drunk, Gunner! He hit me on the move. I couldn't even hit him fully aimed, but yeah. So that's half my health gone already to a T49. And that's before anything else has even shot at me. Now, I think what bounced off me just then was probably that stock KV-1S, because he's got a pretty puny gun. And yeah, this is not looking good. This is me, a T49, an M4, and a T150 holding back a whole horde of tanks. Now, artillery is helping us, but that's still a lot of stuff. That's not looking good, and I was not feeling optimistic at this point, I must admit. So this is more the stage of the game where I think, okay, we're all just going to get swept up, and this concentration of the enemy will basically destroy us, and the rest of our team will come in piecemeal and just get picked off one by one. However, fortunately, that's not what happened. See, even the stock KV-1S can pen me, man. Anyway, the lack of gun depression with this, I mean, it's still okay. It's something like 6.5 degrees, but the Chernu gets, I think, minus 10 degrees. The Chernu gets, along with a lot of the Japanese tanks, really very nice gun depression. This is okay, but it's definitely that's KV2 looking at me. Let's back off. This is okay, but it does feel like sometimes it's not quite enough, given the kind of peekaboo nature of the tank. when you're playing it like this anyway, you really don't want to sit and take the hits. I mean, I'm down to 124 hit points. I'm now a one-shot kill for most things. Even the T1 Heavy with good damage roll could have me with one shot with that 76mm gun. But I'm going to take a risk here anyway. You know, somebody's got to keep lighting these guys up for artillery, if nothing else. If the KV-2 had come up and pressed on us, that might have been kind of, you know... But we've got backup at least now. The IS is here, the SU-152 is nearly here, KV-1. So, this is still... It could go either way. It's 7-7. It's not like this is guaranteed. 8-7, okay, that T-49 is down. But they've still got some nasty units left alive. The SU-35A and the Panzer Soufflé over there's a KV-1S, but that guy's not going to last against those two. So this is now the main concentration of our tanks versus what's left of most of their tanks. And this is the point where the IS needs to shine. Now, fortunately, he's got full health. That's a good thing, because I really have had a bit more gun depression. Take the KV-1S. But, okay, there's my opportunity. There's my window. The KV-2 is fired. Tiger P wasn't looking my way, so one in the side of the KV-2 turret. And I've actually managed to do, it hasn't felt like I've done that much damage, but nearly 900 in a tier 5 medium in this matchmaking. That's not terrible. And again, that KV-1 just went full YOLO, so take maximum advantage of this distraction. And that was a nice high roll with that particular, that last shot actually. Unless it was, could have been cumulative damage, it might have been... he took damage from... it's annoying, you can never quite tell. Anyway, one in the hatch of the Tiger P, and being cautious here... Oh, no, never mind. GG, Artie, well done. Okay, this is now maybe winnable. It's 2 versus... well, 2 and Artie versus 2 and Artie on their side. We do have a Chernukai that never loaded into battle, so he's not been of use to anyone. Done 1200 damage so far, and... The IS is okay. He's still got full health, and that's good. But I would have been maybe a little more aggressive at this point, but on the other hand, maybe that would have been the wrong thing to do. However, there we go, spotted the Panzer Soufflé, and I might be spotted, I don't know. I think our arty fires, yeah, our arty fires and misses. He sees me, I put one in him, and I'm going to the HE shells now, so I'm being quite cautious here. And he's got, his attention is split, basically, so that works in my favour. Right, there we go. Okay, he's down. Now, if they'd come in together, that might have been a bit tricky, but we still don't know where the bathtub is. Their RT is also obviously still a problem. I think the IS took a hit from RT, maybe also from the bathtub, so maybe he's around here as well somewhere. So I'm still being cautious. I'm a one-shot kill for, you know, RT Splash would do it. This doesn't have particularly good side armor. The bathtub, depending on what gun it's got, that would definitely do it. So, yeah, being cautious, using the IS basically as bait to see if anything pops round, and it depends, you see, if the bathtub's feeling brave, he might try and spot for Artie, and in which case we nail him and then either cap or go nail their Artie, or else the bathtub just chickens out and lets us get the cap. So that's a win either way, and I've done 1600 damage either way, and that's not bad. So we'll actually speed it up a tiny bit here, because there's not much doing now, it's just me waiting for something to happen. Oh, and there we go, IS took a hit. We know the bathtub is near, so I have to go and spot the guy. I think the IS actually lights him up. And, yeah, IS kills him. Okay, so that just leaves artillery. Now, it's a good thing our IS actually... He was a bit late to the party, but when he got here, he at least managed to pull his weight. And our arty did a good job, their arty actually did a good job, but it could have been a rather different story. It was quite a close match most of the way through. So there we go, first shot misses. Don't know if he's reloaded or not, so I'm going to put one in, and then I'm going to fall back, because, yeah, he could just, boom, derp me. It might miss, it might hit, but even a close miss will kill me. So I'm going to be cautious here. Our arty fires and misses. Just repositioning. I know I'm off his radar, so I'm going to pop up from a different angle, and he was looking the other way. Enough time for me to pop up and put one in him. Now, if I'd used an HE shell there, I probably could have got the kill, but what happens is, instead, our gorilla has actually reloaded, and there we go. Oh, no. There we go, there we go. I think actually that first blast was him firing at me, and it missed totally because I would disappeared at that point. Anyway, artillery splash killed the last bit of health on that guy. So both arties had 4 kills, and our IS had 4 kills, and I had no kills. But it was still my ace tanker badge, and actually I got a Confederate out of that as well, which was all right. That was okay, and it was enough that I was able to, 1086 XP was enough. With premium, it was actually 1600, so that was probably what got me the ace tanker. But still, I came out top on that match, and that's purely because even though it wasn't that much damage-wise, I still came second on the damage table. I did more damage than the IS with 4 kills, so that was okay. Our RT did actually the most damage with nearly 1900, but it was the fact that I was damaging nearly all higher tier targets. I think I put a couple in the T1 heavy and 1 or 2 in the T49, but the rest were all kind of tier 6, couple even in the tier 7s, and that that XP bump that pushed me over into the ace tanker. And I also even got a little bit of spotting damage, 338, so that always helps. So like I said, it's not especially fun, it's not especially interesting, it's one of the more bland premiums in the game. It's okay. I wouldn't necessarily recommend anyone pay full price for this. If it was on sale and you desperately wanted one, then okay. I may not even do a proper review of this one. I might do like in the far distant future, but it's definitely not a priority just because it's not an especially interesting tank, to be honest. It's just it is what it is. A slightly worse Chernu. You can basically play this without having to pay actual money for it, and if you're that interested in the tank line, then you're probably playing them anyway. So it's not like some of the other mediums where they offer you something different. This really doesn't. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this replay. You can hit the like button if you did. You can leave a comment below. You can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.